All right, so it is July of 2024, and I am on vacation at a cabin in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and I'll be showing the ceiling fans here. So this is on the top floor. This is a Hunter Mount Vista. So this is like the newest fan installed in this cabin. Very similar to the Lincoln, and I forget what that other model was called. Grand Canyon, something that sounds, Crown Canyon I think it was called, but yeah. And in this bedroom up here, we have a Monte Carlo Great Lodge. Unfortunately, the capacitor in this thing is completely blown. It barely spins. I will show that shortly. But before I demonstrate these fans, I'm just giving a tour of all the fans real quick. There's 4 in total. In this bedroom here, we have this Hunter or something. I do not remember the model name, but it's that reddish finish. I really forget the model name of this fan. I don't really pay attention to these Hunters too much, but. And the last one is in the basement. And there's a bedroom in here. We have this Hunter Northshore. So this one is a Hunter Northshore. This one's actually quite loose from the ceiling. The whole mount shakes, so that is not good, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm only here for a few days. So with this Hunter in the bedroom up here, when we first arrived here at this cabin, this light globe was extremely loose. Like the whole thing that mounts the globe was barely hanging on. And the nut that is inside of there, underneath of this red cap, was very loose. So it was about to fall out, but I was able to take it apart and fix that. All right, so real quick, I'm going to start off with this Hunter right here, Mount Vista. There's nothing really exciting about this fan. It goes decently fast on high speed, but it takes forever to accelerate. I also love the design on the side of the motor housing. Similar to a Hunter Adirondack. But I think the Adirondack is a much nicer model. I'm also not a fan of the light kits on these with those jar looking things. Moving some air, but it's a modern Hunter, so you're not really going to get that much out of it. There's high speed. And it's just now coming up to full speed. It's hard to tell on camera, but in person I can hear it speeding up. It just takes forever to come to speed for some reason. But it does move some pretty good air on high though. and the Monte Carlo Great Lodge. I took the switch housing apart to look what was going on in there, and that's when I found the blown up capacitor. So I'm going to demonstrate it real quick. So one switch is for the light, and then watch very closely because you're barely going to see it spin. That is literally all it does. It did spin a lot more before, but after it was running for a while, it just completely just quit. And now it barely moves. If you try to pull the pull chain, the other settings are just off. This is the only position on the pull chain switch where it will actually turn on, and this is all it will do. It's slowly getting faster. So I'm gonna attach a couple of pictures at the end of this video of the blown up capacitor. So go to the end of the video to see the capacitor. Doesn't look that terrible, but it is. All right, let me demonstrate this Hunter thing now. The pull chain switch needs to be oiled, but I don't have any WD-40 or anything on me. But this one runs really nicely. Same as the Mount Vista, it runs really nice. Like I said before, the only thing I had to do with this one was get that globe tightened up. And they cut it this really short. There's 3 beads coming out of there, but it's enough to pull it. If Lowe's carried capacitors in the store, I would have gone and picked one up to fix that Monte Carlo. It's kind of a shame that you have to order them, and we're only here for a few days, so that won't do any good. Oh well. I did notify maintenance about it though. This one wobbles like crazy on high speed. The mount is also kind of loose from the ceiling on this one too. It's a wobbler. And then now, the final one, the Hunter Northshore in the basement. This is also kind of coming off as well. This one uses a pull chain to reverse, and this one is quite loose from the ceiling, as I said before. So just got to be careful with that one. The entire mount is shaking. So I guess the electrical box is not that great. But here is low speed. And I believe this one's the light. Yep. I will demonstrate reverse on when we get to high speed. And here's medium. And this one takes forever to speed up too. I don't know what it is with these hunters. Taking absolutely forever to come up to speed. Bring it up to high speed. I do not like the wobbling on this one, especially since the home mount is loose. But it runs very nice. And reverse. Yeah, as you can see, very slow acceleration right there. Okay. And that is all for the ceiling fans in this cabin.